Coming up next on 5 on Your Side at noon, the decision to euthanize nearly 20 dogs sparks an investigation into the St. Louis County Animal Shelter. What protocols may have been missed during a parvo outbreak. Plus, ever wish for a quick fix when you run out of baby essentials mid-travel? How a new airport innovation is making family journeys smoother. The news at noon is straight ahead.
This is 5 on Your Side at noon. Focused on you.
It is the weather we've been waiting for. Sunshine and warmer temperatures this noon hour. Right now, a live look at the beautiful conditions at Forest Park. More of the same is on the way for the weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Melanie Steen. The St. Louis County Health Department is now investigating a deadly parvovirus outbreak at the county animal shelter. The 9 surviving dogs have been taken to other area shelters to be isolated and treated for the virus. We are continuing to gather information about 2 major stories. In North St. Louis, an armed robbery led to a car chase and ended with a police-involved shooting. It happened yesterday at Natural Bridge and Clara. A man died after being shot by a St. Louis police officer and a member of the FBI Fugitive Task Force. Police say he ignored verbal commands. He was wanted in connection with an armed robbery. Police in Florissant have identified the man killed in a house explosion. They say Michael Blankenship was making fireworks inside a home on Trinity Lane Wednesday before the blast. Neighbors rushed in to help, some even pulling him from the debris. The force of the explosion damaged several nearby homes. The St. Louis County Bomb and Arson Unit is continuing to investigate. The May 16th tornado is impacting summer school programs in St. Louis. Our crews visited 3 schools yesterday: Farragut Elementary, Ashland Elementary, and Sumner High School. They found extensive roof damage at all 3. Superintendent Millicent Borchardt says most summer programs at the damaged schools have been moved to other locations. She also says the district is ready to help impacted families.
Where families can just know that we are here for them to support them through this time. A family or a community that comes together in times like this can only get stronger and better.
The public school district is looking into how storm damage could impact enrollment for the next school year. Meanwhile, the Missouri National Guard continues to collect tornado debris. You can drop off trash at Farragut Elementary School. 3 more locations are expected to open this weekend. Mayor Kara Spencer says city crews are also collecting debris placed on curbs.
You can still continue to put your debris at curbside. Not only is the city contractors continuing to be mobilized to do that debris removal, we also have crews of volunteer contractors that are essentially doubling our city capacity.
The National Guard will manage the sites and haul debris to landfills located outside of the affected neighborhoods. After the planned 2-week run, debris cleanup efforts will shift to either the city's emergency management agency or the state's emergency team for long-term support. We have learned the Small Business Association has opened a disaster loan outreach center at the St. Louis County Library in Florissant. If you're a business owner, you can get information on home, business, and nonprofit recovery loans. If you or someone you know needs help with storm recovery, you can text the word STORM to 314-425-5335 with a list of resources. It will also include ways you can give. If you're planning a trip north this weekend, take note. Beginning today, the Mark Twain Bridge in Hannibal will be closed. Crews will spend the next 30 days making structural repairs. Traffic will be detoured to cross the Missouri River at West Quincy. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe has until the end of June to sign legislation that funds St. Louis Lambert International Airport. State lawmakers approved $7 million in funding to demolish an old facility at the airport. The project will help jumpstart the airport's $3 billion redevelopment project. Tomorrow, you can celebrate the life of Brian McKenna. The late sportscaster died after being hit by a car in March. Beyond his sports career, McKenna was known for his charity with the St. Louis Hero Network, an organization that supports first responders and veterans.
And he wanted to party with all his friends and family so they would have, a good time upon his death and not be sad. He didn't want anybody to be sad. Everything was about everybody else's happiness, and Brian's feelings always came behind everyone else.
The celebration is from 2 to 7 tomorrow at Macklin and Devonshire in South St. Louis. And still ahead, the Supreme Court makes a major ruling on immigration, how it will impact migrants from Central America. And Taylor Swift's fight for her music catalog is over, and she's come out on top. Stay with us. Today is the day St. Louis sports fans have long waited for. It's spring football with the Battlehawks. Today, the home team is taking on the San Antonio Brahmas. And as you can expect, tens of thousands of fans have convened right here in downtown St. Louis to cheer on the home team. When it comes to Battlehawks fans, there's a lot of love in the Lou.
So we've been to every single tailgate since the XFL and USFL has been here.
Fans of all ages were having a doggone good time as they eagerly awaited the first home game of 2025.
We've been here since 2020. There's a lot of us that are continuing to be fans no matter what team we have, no matter what the owners are, no matter what they call the league, we'll be here.
I am going into the game. I'm very excited about the game. I'll be front row. Cannot wait. Battlehawks have a lot to offer this season, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table. Wilkins is doing a great job. I'm excited to see what the team has to offer, so here we go.
Ployer is part of an all-female podcast, which does a weekly show on what's happening around the league.
Yes, I'm with the A-Team with RC. I cannot wait. We're an all-women's show. We have our own page, so go and follow us. But yes, we talk all things UFL football.
You could say Ployer is a super fan of the Battlehawks. And we also met Renee Peters, who is a self-described super fan of the Brahmas.
Oh, yeah.
Last season, I traveled 12 for 12, so it was all 5 home games, all 5 away games, a playoff game, and the national or the championship game.
We definitely have a little bit of love for St. Louis, don't get me wrong, right? You guys are in the same league as us, so there's going to be that friendly rivalry there. But I do think San Antonio does travel a little bit better. I think we represent our team a little bit better.
The Battlehawks have in my opinion, they have a different place in the St. Louis fan base's heart for football. It's something totally different than it is for the Rams when they were here in St. Louis.
Spurgeon, or Spurge, is also co-hosting a show about the Battlehawks. It's called the X-Fan Show. And when it comes to the team, there's lots of dedicated fans who want to keep the conversation going.
The UFL is our deal. We enjoy doing NCAA, we enjoy doing NFL, but a lot of the people that know us and a lot of people that follow our show, they're UFL people, so that's really our passion.
I recently have been working with the St. Louis Battlehawks to start doing weekly interviews with players on the team. So we played our first interview we had with Abdul Beecham.
Before he landed with the Battlehawks, offensive guard Abdul Beecham had a brief stint in the NFL, playing in preseason games for the LA Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's him getting off the team's airplane behind Patrick Mahomes. Did you guys learn anything from your interview?
Oh, absolutely. We found out that in addition to football, he's big into music. He's a recorder.
Yep.
And he's into rhythm and blues, so it's kind of nice when you see those players jog out on the field to know a little bit about them, just to, there's more than just number 62.
It certainly makes him more relatable, I would say.
Oh, absolutely, and he's, you see him on the field, he's an animal, but he really is a gentle giant.
More than 32,000 fans made it to the Battlehawks season home opener, and the team did not disappoint.
What they have here is very, very unique. It's very special for our league, and I love when our players get a chance to come here and play because it really has a professional feel to it.
Daryl Moose Johnston knows a few things about professional football. He's earned 3 Super Bowl rings with the Dallas Cowboys and is considered one of the greatest special teams players in franchise history.
It's very, very impressive. So this is by far, the one venue that I know our guys are excited to come play at.
The Battlehawks gave their fans plenty to cheer about, walking away with a 26-9 win over the Brahmas. This game will not be the only time these two teams face off this season. The Battlehawks will once again play San Antonio at the end of the regular season. And once again, that will be right here at the Dome on Friday, May 23rd. Back to you, Todd.
One of the most fun things for me to see is the vibrancy of people's smiles at Dork Dancing and how much they're enjoying the actual experience. And then people have reported that it really helps with their social anxiety.
Underneath the backdrop of the Gateway Arch, these dorks are proudly united. They chose World Mental Health Day to spread their message of dance, laughter, love, and connection in the heart of downtown St. Louis.
I feel like I've been dork dancing my whole life.
This definitely helped me overcome some of my social anxiety. Just being able to get out there and hang out with some new friends and just go full force and dance.
The concept of dork dancing began 5 years ago, quite by accident. At the time, Ethan was living in Vietnam during the pandemic.
It really started in the privacy of my own room. Just the simplicity of dancing, listening to music has always helped me feel better, especially in response to my own personal mental health challenges. And someone called me a dork after I posted a video online, thought that was funny, and the name Dork Dancing was born.
Over the past few years, the concept of dork dancing started to pick up some steam. And about 6 months ago, it made its way to the Midwest.
So we have 4 locations total: Da Nang, Vietnam, Denver, Colorado, Portland, Oregon, and now St. Louis.
Get it, Matthew!
While the term dork has been typically assigned as a negative label, this group is taking back ownership. In fact, they are proudly embracing it.
It's not quite the same as when we were getting bullied with that word. And so now it's like, yeah, let's celebrate being different. Let's celebrate being unique. And let's come together, because that's what makes us all amazing, is being different.
In a world of smartphones and selfies, some folks fear judgment, but that is exactly what makes dork dancing so appealing. It takes us back to the basics, to a time when none of those things existed.
I'm an empty nester, so I had to find a purpose, and you kind of lose yourself a little bit to mental health when you're trying to find a purpose. It can go one way or it can go another way.
For Turner and for many others here, dork dancing is not just for public display. They also dance at home and in those quiet moments when life can be sad, frustrating, or even overwhelming.
I dance while cooking. I'll dance while cleaning. I have 186 houseplants. I'll dance while propagating.
Dork dancing is a space for people to just embrace their authentic selves and be who they are. And regardless of their background, their age, their gender, their sexuality, their identity, we really see that there's an inner dork in everyone.
I would say what I'm getting out of it is more of seeing my vision to continue to come to reality.
Olympian Jackie Joyner-Kersee has been giving back to the East St. Louis community for 25 years now through her JJK Foundation. More recently, she's expanded her reach by developing JJK FAN. The FAN is an acronym for Food, Agriculture, and Nutrition Innovation Center. Its purpose is to show local kids and teens how they can grow their minds while also growing healthy food.
Young people plant seeds and being able to nourish the seeds, water them to see them blossom, to see, wow, this is what come out. And that's what we want to do with our students. Be able to plant those seeds, introduce them to a space that they don't often hear about or don't even connect, don't realize that agriculture is in everything that we do.
JJK FAN is a collaborative effort between the JJK Foundation, the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center, the U of I Extension, and Lansdowne UP.
People look at it and say, okay, what's going on here? You know, what's Jackie doing now? With Lansdowne Up, we've now become known within the community as, you know, that arm that's actually cleaning up the community, cleaning up the lots, trying to beautify everything here in the environment.
At the heart of the program is having food access. According to JJK FAN, many kids and their families in East St. Louis must travel, if they can, to other communities for healthy food.
We live in a world where fruits and vegetables cost more than a bag of chips. healthy foods are harder to access, not only because of its availability in our community, but also because of its price.
They always want to run fast. They always want to jump far. Now I say, well, I have to eat right. And even though it took me a while, but still, I have to make sure that I was putting the right nutrients in my body.
I just knew it was more corner stores than grocery stores. That's what I could always see. Like, we would have to drive so far to go to get actual groceries.
20-year-old Zakiya Hawkins is a sophomore at Kentucky State University. She's got something in common with Jackie. She ran track while attending East St. Louis High School. She's now the captain of the track team at Kentucky State. She credits the program with teaching her how to fuel her body with healthy food. The internship also exposed her to careers in STEM. In fact, while she was at the Danforth Plant Science Center, Dr. Parag, a data scientist trainer, introduced her to story maps and its importance in telling the story of food insecurity.
Get the computers, the laptops out, we open story maps. We was writing about food insecurity in the East St. Louis area. And out of nowhere, he showed us like how to do it, what to do. I was like, so you play with numbers all day and you just make numbers make sense? So you literally go extract knowledge from numbers and tell people what they mean by visualizing it. I said, oh, this is what I want to do.
Hawkins is now majoring in computer science with an emphasis in mathematics. Her goal is to obtain her PhD and then pursue a career as a data scientist. She's attending Kentucky State not on an athletic scholarship, but on an academic scholarship.
High school age students, they're East St. Louis residents, so a lot of them come from the high school. And essentially we give them a crash course over 8 to 9 weeks on plant field research, but also controlled environment research. But then also we give them do soft skill training, so understanding their purpose, financial literacy, and then field trips. Right? So we go to a lot of different ag organizations, industries within the area for them to get exposed to career pathways and professionals in that space.
To date, about 10 students have gone through the JJK FAN program, including 18-year-old Jordan Gully.
That's one thing Jackie always says, there's gold in all of us. And she always invests in that community. Being from East St. Louis, the expectation is I'm not supposed to be in the spaces that I've been in. But because of the JJK Foundation and the FAN, I've been able to go into spaces that usually not too many people who look like me are in.
Gully is currently attending the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign on a full scholarship. He's majoring in public policy and law with a minor in political and civic leadership.
We do engage with interns from U of I, the Champaign-Urbana campus, Lincoln, surrounding colleges. They're all able to, if they have like graduate assistants, capstones that graduate students have to complete, internships, we use those. If they're aligned to what our mission is and what we're trying to accomplish, we make sure that we are able to give those kids those opportunities.
Even though Kersee is fully immersed in helping children and young adults in her hometown, she tells us she still finds time to mentor young Olympic athletes.
I don't ever forget that everything I've been able to do is because of my connection to sports and how I was able to use sports for good and be able to shine a light on a community that sometimes the light is dim. It's my hope that this will outlive me, and in order for us to keep evolving is that, one, we talked about building an endowment, and then also to see some of our students that have come through the program come back, be able to teach one what they've learned.
While Kersee is not slowing down anytime soon, I asked her what she would want her future legacy to be.
What I would want people to say, besides she was a great human being, would be a connector in trying to make a difference in the community of East St. Louis first, but nationally and worldwide.